There's actually 3 heavens mentioned in the Bible. First heaven, where the birds are. Second heaven, where the stars are. Third heaven, where God lives, apparently. The heavens, plural, declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Heavens. There are 3 of them now. In Genesis 1:1, there was only 1. He hadn't sliced it up yet. Anyway, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. What is this talking about? Water above the atmosphere? That's what it says, right? Psalm 148, praise him, ye waters that be. You mean there's some still there? Above the heavens, plural. Apparently, the earth was created in the water and out of the water, according to 2 Peter 3. And there was water above the firmament and probably another layer of water above the stars. I think that one is probably still there. The Bible says God stretched out the heavens. 17 times it says he stretched out the heavens. What does this mean? Well, the atheists are going to say, how did the starlight get here if the earth's only 6,000 years old? How did the light from the stars get here? They're asking the totally wrong question. The Bible says God stretched out the heavens, which means the question is not how did the light from the stars get here? He made the earth first, and then he made the stars, and then he stretched them out into place. So the question is not how did the light get from the star to here, but how did the star get from here to there? The stars might be billions of light years away and still only be 6,000 years old. See, a light year is a distance, it's not a time. It's a distance. We cover more on that in video 7. But the earth today has 6 layers to it. The troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, and ionosphere. Who cares? Well, there used to be a 7th layer, a layer of water or ice above the atmosphere. There was water above the firmament. I happen to believe it was ice because super cold ice can be suspended by a magnetic field. Really, really cold ice, I mean like 300 below zero, becomes magnetic. You can float it above a magnet. Like the Japanese have the maglev trains. They float them off the tracks and go 300 miles an hour because there's almost no friction. I think the canopy of ice was floated above by the magnetic field or simple air pressure like a big inflatable building. Huge inflatable building. It's only, according to the Jews, Josephus said, this is 2,000 years ago, he set the heaven above the universe, surrounding it with ice. He placed a crystalline firmament around it. Did there used to be a crystalline canopy of ice above the atmosphere? I think so. Probably 10 miles up. If you squeezed all the air, that's now, say, 60 miles, our atmosphere, squeeze it down to 10 miles. Cap it off with a couple inches layer of ice, solid crystal ball. And there was water under the crust of the earth. It says in Psalm 24, the earth is the Lord's. He hath founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Psalm 33, he layeth up the depth in storehouses. The depth is always a reference to the ocean in the Bible. He stretched out the earth above the waters. 3 verses tell us there was earth above the water. I believe when God first made the world, there was a layer of water, ice, a layer of air to breathe, maybe 10 miles thick, a layer of dirt and rocks to stand on, the crust of the earth, and water in the crust of the earth. That's where the flood came from. The Bible says the fountains of the deep were broken open, and then the windows of heaven were open. The flood in Noah's time did not come from rain. It came from inside the earth. The earth broke open like an eggshell for whatever reason. We cover one theory on video 6 about that. But the earth cracked open like an egg, and the water came shooting out. And there are still cracks all over the world. They're called fault lines. San Andreas Fault, Hayward Fault, New Madrid Fault. None of them are my fault, but they're everywhere, okay? If hot water is shooting up into the bottom of the ocean, now think for a minute, where does it have to be coming from? Down deeper than that someplace, right? There is still lots of water trapped in the crust of the earth. I believe when God first made the world, it was kind of like a big greenhouse. This canopy of ice overhead would protect them from radiation and sunlight and stuff.